escape from the team called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And a pleasant good morning to you from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Tuesday, February 4th. We've got a big day of NBA, NHL, college basketball to talk about. Get ready here on Super Bowl week, just 5 days away, I guess, from the big game. So we'll keep discussing it a little bit, waiting for that line move. Maybe it's not coming. Maybe I don't know what the future holds as far as the line goes in the Super Bowl, but currently still looking at Kansas City, a 1.5-point favorite. I will note that the Circa did move to -1 yesterday, so maybe that line move is in progress. We just haven't seen it from the rest of the books yet. We do have the sharpest book here in Vegas has moved off that 1.5, as I believe the line will move to Philadelphia, a short favorite by kickoff, I would say by 1.5 points, but maybe it'll be a pick 'em. Nonetheless, this move is slight. Maybe it is on Philadelphia eventually here. It just feels like the public money will weigh in and that Philadelphia will be the team that goes off to me as the favorite in Super Bowl 59. So hopefully you guys are ready for the big game. I know I am, but we got plenty of sports here this week to cover until we get to that point. And we had an okay day here yesterday. I do want to take a moment to apologize for a technical error, or more just a bad handicapper who doesn't punch the right buttons. As yesterday, a handful of subscribers did not receive, or I guess all of them did not receive the long-term subscribers, the college basketball picks. They did finish just 4-4, but I didn't click the right button, so I noticed a handful of folks had to purchase the package again. I've extended all those customers another 3 days there if they had to purchase the picks separately. It's just a couple of bucks, but that's not the point. Point is, I got to get you guys what you guys are requesting from me with that extra content. So hopefully can pick it up there on the end. If you need a little more than that, let me know. I'm in charge. I can give you as much subscription as you need. So really do appreciate everyone with their support here of the Sports Money Network. We're our listener or viewer supported. So your support comes to me in the form of the subscriptions over at Winnable, and I made a boo-boo there. So hopefully we'll get it back. The NBA did go 2-0 again, extending my current run of NBA winners 13-4 right now on the current 6-day run over at Winnable. Yesterday went 2-0 with the winners Atlanta and Detroit game to go over, Milwaukee and OKC to go under, as we had a couple of winners there yesterday. No pick in the game between the Senators and the Predators, although we did end up on the wrong side here, I believe, on the show yesterday with Ottawa's win on the Ice. And how did you do with your sports betting day? Let me say hello to the folks coming in here to the Morning Steam Show. Uh, I don't know if my voice is going to make it all the way again. I do feel like maybe it is improved, but I still can feel it if I use it too long, which of course will happen. It'll start cracking a little bit, I think, but we'll try to get through it. And I'll say hello to the folks in the chat here joining me for the morning steam on Tuesday today. And DJ Hardy he's no newbie though around these parts. DJ Hardy, thank you for your support of the Sports Money Network. Who was here today to open up the doors here for me, and we started it off today with Cash Kane ready to go. Joe W this morning. Jermaine is here early, and it's only been feels like 3 days now, but it's been 2 days. But I still can't believe it. Jermaine says we've got a great day to cash tonight. Thomas Lewis is here. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Sports Money Network. Like this video, subscribe to our channel here, the fastest growing YouTube channel in the sports betting realm, and pass it along and have everyone smash it and like it and get us going here. Get our attention on the channel. We do have some additional coverage today. I'll be joined by VB for VB MMA Picks. Today's show will be at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 Pacific. We'll preview a few fights with VB's special guests as we get ready for UFC 312 this week already as we leave Saudi Arabia and head over to Sydney, Australia for that main event this week between Dricus du Plessis and Sean Strickland in the middleweight division. A rematch between these two and be a great fight here, as well as a co-main event, Zhang Wei Li and Tatiana Suarez, and other fights here this week from down under. Bobby McCormick is here today, and Joe W. there. He liked that women's college basketball yesterday that we had. Gerardo, hello. Joe T, good morning to you. Blue is here, and he's not going to watch the Super Bowl there. The ratings might be down. You know, that's one thing when you have a dynasty, the ratings go down a little bit, but I don't know. It's a Super Bowl. All right, and Old D and a big day in college basketball. T. Moss, hope you're doing well. Thank you for being here today. Nasty Nate, ready to go today. He said, take the Celtics in the second quarter there, I believe he's saying there, and Philly Eagle Flyers here as well. All right. Now let's cover a few notes here from yesterday's action, mostly there. I think we covered the hockey there pretty good. Other winners yesterday here on the show. Anyway, we did have some winners to discuss with our picks, including the Sacramento Kings on the road, shaking up the lineup, but no problem as they had a nice performance there yesterday, taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. We weren't backing down necessarily from the situation as the Kings won 116 to 114. In that one, we also had the Oklahoma City Thunder to blow out the Milwaukee Bucks. Look, we laid, 11 and a half in the morning. The line eventually went up to 16, but it didn't matter as the Thunder blew out the shorthanded Bucks there yesterday. Want to shout out Team Steam Consensus, the winner yesterday on the Memphis Grizzlies. Hey, I had them. You guys, or I actually had the over in the game, but Team Steam Consensus there with the win. It did not go over actually, despite 237 points. So I did not have the winner. You guys did though. Team Steam Consensus, great job picking Memphis over San Antonio yesterday. Was unique. The line was 5 in the morning, and we were willing to lay it there yesterday. And the news came out that Morant, was he in? Was he out? We didn't know, and didn't matter. Memphis went on for the win, but obviously that line was shaken up all day by the news of in and out from the Star. Also, a winner yesterday we had with The Denver Nuggets, I'm pretty sure we got there yesterday. Look, we laid 11 on the show. It went down, obviously, there later in the day for a much more comfortable line, but the Nuggets got the win there yesterday. Also, we had the winner here on the show with Phoenix and Portland game to go over yesterday, well over in that one, 240 points in that Trailblazer win, as they did it again, the hot Trailblazers. And late night, we had the Golden State Warriors as our pick here on the show yesterday over the Orlando Magic. Finally, Warriors get the win last night. So, okay, college basketball, pretty fun day yesterday. Some interesting games there. Some of them flubbed it up a little bit, but nonetheless, some winners here on the show included William and Mary. How about it? William and Mary getting that win yesterday over College of Charleston there. We had it there. They beat them by 15 points. They were an underdog in that game yesterday, but we had them on the show here. Also, the big North Texas UAB game. We went under here on the show in that one, ended up 125 points, 138 was the total there in that one. So we had a winner there. Also, shout out Mikey Money. He had Weber State there yesterday on pre-gaming. We had him here on the show as well, and that was one of our winners in college basketball on the premium service there yesterday. Like I said, a little mistake there getting it out to the right folks, but Northern Arizona and Weber State game to go over. I think had the wrong date or something, and maybe it was blacked out or just didn't hit the right subscription. So again, apologies there. Anybody who did have to purchase it again, I've added another 3 days to your subscriptions there. If you need longer, let me know. All right, Kansas yesterday, we had them. Team Steam Consensus had Kansas yesterday. I didn't feel like the most popular pick, right? It felt like the public was kind of taking Iowa State there, but that was no problem for Kansas there yesterday as they rolled there in that one. And some other selections we did have here on the show included Alabama State and Florida A&M. Game total to go under. Yeah, we had an under there in that one for a winner. Also, let's see here. A premium pick winner yesterday with Stephen F. Austin and New Orleans game to go over. That was a premium pick winner. We also had on the show here winner South Carolina State and Howard. Also premium pick winner Texas A&M Corpus Christi game to go over. So hopefully you guys had a good day yesterday in college basketball. And get a few more folks in here, do a commercial, and then get to the show because we've got a lot of games here to preview today. And there we go with the doubles today. Hello to doubles. Good to see you there. Hanging out at Wrigley, I think is what that looked like. All right. Hey, let's try it again today. You can get my best picks over at winnable.com/Ramon for just $4 today. Get all my picks in college basketball, NBA, NHL. It's going to be a big day of action. And you can get my picks over at winnable.com/Ramon. And this is how you support me here on the show. I'll come back every day and do a show. If you guys keep subscribing like you are over there, I'm pretty impressed and pretty honored that you'd take my extra information into account when making your picks every day. You get them sent to your phone there, just like you see there with the packages, $8 a week, $19.95 a month, and that's just 50 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM over at winnable.com. That takes off the 20%, and it ends up being about 50 cents a day to get more information from me, as long as I can send it out to the right folks. So thank you for considering that, and click the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen. That'll take you over to my Winnable store page. You see, even though there are some other types of services out there that handicappers use to send their picks out, I think it might be safe to say that the Winnable platform is fast and hot and growing here, it feels like. With those, if you do go over there, you'll see it right there. My picture comes up on the screen, and you can scroll down and click on it and get that monthly subscription. I'd really appreciate it. $19.95. Make sure you type in the promo code STEAM, and when you hit the payment processing, it comes up just like you were buying some other stuff there, right? So get my subscriptions over there at winnable.com. All right, did I do it right? Think so. I hope not. I don't need to subscribe to my own picks, but there's also a free subscription over there as well. You can get some additional picks, and I sent out some picks yesterday in women's college basketball, also unrivaled. I had some picks in, and you can get my golf picks there as well, and some tennis picks now and then when you subscribe to that free picks service. I mean, I try to handicap as much as I can. And we never force it. Just send out what we get time to look at. And I've been watching some exciting tennis action here this morning. There's also action on the pitch today with some Tuesday fixtures, but mostly uh, a smaller group of games here today for sure. Ones that you guys are mostly interested in. None of the major leagues for me are in action, but we do have some Pokal action in Germany going on. Copa del Rey this week. It's all cup action for the most part. 2 games in championship today, so kind of a light day on the pitch, but that never stopped you guys from making some picks there in the chat. So have at it with each other and put up some great picks, and I'll show them on the screen. All right, don't forget the community tab over at Sports Money. We're kind of ramping up for the Super Bowl, putting a bunch of just getting your pulse really of the action here for Sunday. So please check out the I think it's called the posts tab now, but nonetheless, we're running a few polls over there with our with Joe T and such, and you can just click on it and take a look at some of the polls. I think we're asking some pretty basic questions for the big game here on Sunday. I see some passing props up there, and we're going to ramp it all up into a special show. I think Mike said this week where we'll have all those results. So please participate in those polls, and also check out some picks that we have over there from the guys as well. All right, we're going to get ready here and get with the show here and say hello to a few more folks, and I'll get started with, by the way, there it is, winnable.com/Ramon to get more picks from me and use that promo code STEAM. And like I said, definitely 13-4 run. Nobody missed those picks. I hope those were in the service. I noticed it for sure. And 13-4 run right now for me in the NBA. I think I'm pretty much heated up, and people taking note this week of my record here. A little bit of a decent streak, but just 500 there in college basketball yesterday on the winnable package with nothing in the NHL at the one game. So, all right. Appreciate those in the chat there. Hey, I've got some of my big fans in there. I see today talking about their daddy. Who's your daddy? But we'll just have to send them away, even though I'm very flattered. All right, guess the mods are asleep there, or maybe I think they'd like me to read them a little bit. So, all right, say hello to, let's see who else. Fernando is here as well. Thank you to Robert for being here today. A little steam coming in right now. Wow, just in time as we get ready to go to the NBA coverage. And I'll just pass this one along, shall we? With Dallas and Philadelphia. Steam here to the over right now with the Mavericks and the 76ers. So a series that definitely goes under when these two teams met, but this is the first day of the rest of our lives, I guess, is what it feels like when these guys are changing uniforms here right now. And we're going to get our first look at some of these guys with their new teams here today, obviously, with the Dallas in action here against Philly and We didn't get to see those Kings players just yet, I don't think, last night, but we did get tonight. We'll see the Lakers and the Clippers. So, wow, we're looking forward. We got definitely got some things to look forward to, it feels like, here tonight with that NBA coverage. All right, let's get ready to roll here in this one. Take a look at the folks in the chat. Sorry I had to send away that person there, you guys. I know you like when they talk me up, talk up my physique. All right, here we go. AOD said Oklahoma City was free money there yesterday. And Jerry said, hey, NC State, they won that game outright. Let's go. And just starting to get ready, right? I mean, there's only so much time, so we're picking up our our women's coverage a little bit. We don't cover too much before the conference season, or at least if you followed me through the years here a little bit. But I'll be ready to go here in the post. As we get to March a little bit more, a little bit more women's action here. Georgia Tech is getting steamed right now in college basketball. There's been some other moves today. We'll kind of cover when we get there, but just to keep with the theme of the show, how about Georgia Tech here taking the steam in their matchup today? They are an underdog here, but they are getting, let's see here, 13 points from Clemson today. But right now, that one's going down. Seeing the steam coming in here on Georgia Tech. It's probably going to go down to Clemson minus 12 here. There was already steam in that game to the under. And that I'll just mention it right now, since I did such a crummy job getting the college basketball information out there, that I'm pretty sure that Georgia Tech and Clemson is going to be a move to the under in the premium picks today. It would take some info. I don't know what could keep me off of it. I'm pretty sure that's going in the package today. So if you're not on it, there you go. There's one. Hopefully you'll check me out there over at Winnable. Also, just as we were coming on the show, Western Michigan and Ohio steam to the under in that one. Was coming in with Western Michigan and Ohio down to 151, maybe even 150 and a half here, with Western Michigan and Ohio steam to the under. All right. Also, just seconds ago, this one's important. This one's big news here with this big game here. It is in our preview, but just tell you right now, Ole Miss getting steamed here in the game against Kentucky. It's going to be a pretty popular play with handicappers today as well. I think people are ready to kind of go against Kentucky a little bit. I'm not going that way. When we get to that point, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be saying Kentucky when we preview the game. Now, I know other handicappers that seems like they were all over Ole Miss and watching some of the content overnight. I don't know if I want that. Ole Miss does not beat these type of ranked teams, and I really have a problem laying some points with them at home against Kentucky here. I think Kentucky continues to improve there, despite hey, it's the SEC. It's a tough schedule. I get that, and people are kind of they're on Mississippi. It does feel like today, and we'll preview it. And I'm pretty sure I'll be going with Kentucky when we get to that point, but I'll be the contrarian in that one tonight. All right, a few more names, and then we'll get rolling. Thomas said he'll probably go with Kentucky with me there tonight. Let's get going with our NBA coverage here right now and get the show started. I don't know if there's anything really else to discuss as far as the news this week. They did have the press conference with the commissioner there this week. Basically, he kind of calmed everybody down about the Chiefs there and the game being rigged there. They're the favoritism by the referees and stuff, but maybe they didn't press them enough. I think the reporters should have went after maybe the quality of the officiating or how we can get the officials to do a better job. It's a tough job, and I think the electronics in it are helping quite a bit, but why can't we get more of that? I'm just not sure, but did see that, talked a little bit about the Rooney Rule as well. Says that the NFL has as a broad base of a, interview process as any big corporation, but it's such I think it just is less reflective because it is such a small employee pool when you're talking about the top positions in the NFL, such as coaches or coordinators or general managers. So I think that's one of the things that they face there, because that they just don't have a lot of jobs, and all those jobs are, so publicly scrutinized or followed anyway by people. So, all right, Miles Garrett wants to be traded, and Cooper Cup is likely to head to another team. Could it be the Chargers? Could it be the Raiders? Could it be the Broncos? Could Cup fit right into the AFC West with one of those talented teams? So, all right, but I think that was it, and we'll see what goes on this week. We know that in tonight's Lakers Clippers. I just talked about the personnel. We know that Luka is, out currently right now. So same with what we'll see with Davis. So we'll see who comes back, but uh, just a different look for the teams, anyways, with all those deals. So let's go and talk about the show here today in the NBA with our big card. All right. Good morning to our Tomps, and Jerry's going to get ready for college ball. Here we go. I just want to make it through the show. And so the Mavericks will take on the 76ers. Is this a time change, or do I have the wrong game here already? Okay, yeah, a little bit of a time change there, probably because they get the Cleveland game, obviously, in the prime time now on TNT. So this one moves up from an original start anyway, now at 4:10. The other game is moved to a little bit later to accommodate the television schedule here today. So let's get into it with the Mavericks taking on the 76ers here. The new look Mavs, 26-24. Pressure's on this team, obviously, a little bit from the front office perspective and the moves that they made. It's hard to find anyone out there, right, that is kind of backing the Mavericks here. But they could, prove themselves to be correct in this case. They still got, a chance to play for, they're going out there with a pretty good roster for the rest of the season here. It does feel like the Mavericks are the team that, this record needs improvement on for sure. They've almost got to make a playoff run to a certain extent, but the team is built for the now, and that'll be their challenge moving forward. I mean, this is not a move that is going to seal them, anything as far. They've got enough work to go through here just to make the playoffs a little bit. But nonetheless, they'll be on the road here tonight, taking on the Sixers here. Both teams have lost 2 in a row coming into this one, but Philadelphia has been hot against the spread. Even in those 2 games that they just lost, they covered against Boston, they covered against Denver. The Sixers have covered 6 straight games right now. This series, even though they meet just twice a year, has gone under in 8 of the last 9 meetings coming into this one. Dallas has lost 8 of their last 10 games on the road, and they are actually an underdog here to the struggling 76ers. The Sixers have had some wins here of late before this 2-game losing streak. They had won a few games in there, so we can go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one today when the Dallas Mavericks take on the Philadelphia 76ers here today. Boy, this team's kind of rolling in here. We got to keep up on some of this here. All right, go into the chat and see what you have tonight. And Double says, what about that umpire that got busted there? Yeah, maybe that is tough. I guess if you're an umpire, you can't have a betting account. No indication that the umpire did anything as far as doing his own betting, and a betting partner may have been sharing the account, or so they say. Jim Duweiger here, he says, Michigan State tonight. Spread and money line. He likes the Spartans in that matchup tonight with UCLA on the road at Westwood. Robert's on Philly. And Jerry says, I'm out on the NBA today. I wish you'd follow me right now, Jerry, with my little run of 13-4 over there on the subscription package. Trevor likes LeBron to have a big game tonight. And here's a play. Finally, we get a play here. We got Robert on Philly. We've got Cash Kane says 76ers spread and go over. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this one. We're looking at it right now, up to 226. We got to update that. 226.5 even right now. So that is a significant move here for sure on the over right now. And the spread, I think for the most part, is going to be 2 right now for the Sixers, it feels like. There we go. So, yeah, there's no doubt that even though these two teams, I mean, it is that is pretty, even for a non-conference trend, 8 of 9 to the under is pretty significant, but Dallas is clearly a bit of an over right now. 15-10 to the over is an underdog, and Philadelphia has gone over in 7 of their last 10 games. So I'm going to take the over in this one with Dallas and Philly. Despite that season series, the steam came in on the over. I think it's moving, like I said, it's moving higher. So I'll take the over here as well. But those of you on Philly in the chat, yeah, oh boy, look, I didn't even need to say it. And it just came down, look, it was Robert on Philly. It was Cash Kane on Philly. It was Thomas on Philly. It was R. Thompson on Philly. And all of a sudden it was 4-0 Philly. And that made it good enough for a consensus play. So, hey, you don't need me to chime in with Philly. I'll take the over. And you guys said Team Steam consensus here in this one. And I think Jermaine as well is saying take the Sixers. So we're on it here with the Sixers today. All right. And we're off to a good start on the show here. Why not talk about those steam moves that came in just a couple of seconds ago in college basketball? BYU taking the steam here tonight against U of A. You guys already talked about some late night action. How about BYU? They were a 2-point favorite, but they're moving up, looks like, to a 3-point favorite here tonight against Arizona. Now, Arizona's played pretty well. BYU is very, very strong at home. So right now, this second, Wichita State is getting steam. Just came across the high-speed sports wire here. Wichita State taking that steam tonight in their matchup against Charlotte. They're on the road here. They were 2.5, but they're going to be up to 3.5 or maybe even 4 here with Wichita State taking that steam on the road against Charlotte tonight. Also, moments ago, it was Loyola Chicago taking the steam here tonight in their matchup with Bonaventure. Bonaventure is one of the best spread teams in the country. And yeah, despite a few hiccups here and there, they've continued to do the job. But tonight, right now, Loyola Chicago is taking the steam from, maybe 2 up to 2.5. It could go higher, maybe to 3. I don't know. But steam on Loyola Chicago here just moments ago on the Morning Steam show. Also, we did see some steam here in one of the games that we're going to preview on Iowa. Iowa in their game against Purdue took the steam. They were plus 7.5, but they are down here to 6.5 or lower. Iowa took the steam. They're at home against Purdue here tonight. All right, that's got us up there with that. Let's go to the big game in the NBA here tonight. Thomas liking that BYU game tonight. And Jermaine said he was pumping up this Sixer team days ago, right? And now they are hot covering spreads. Like I said, even though they lost those last 2 games, they did cover. Dallas, meanwhile, they've lost both of their last 2 games and did not cover. Even they lost that game to Cleveland by 43 points. Thomas likes Iowa there in that other game as well. Dougie says the Mavericks today are his Free bands play of the day. Take the Dallas Mavericks plus the points there against Philadelphia. And we didn't talk about too much about who's in and who's out. Certainly Dallas missing Dwight Powell in this game. He's out. Derek Lively, we know, is out, for good now for a while. Gafford probable. Washington probable. Embiid questionable. Paul George is out though in that one. Drummond is questionable. So there's some moving parts there a little bit. And Dougie says take Dallas. All right. All right. Well, hey, we got a great one here tonight for sure. On Tuesday night, TNT featured game here with the Boston Celtics taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Eastern Conference Finals be damned here with the Celtics an underdog against the Cavs here tonight. Cavs are playing out of their mind, and of course, well, do you guys want to say it for me in the chat, or do I have to reiterate it again for not only Nate, but for the gang, or if anybody doesn't know how we've been making so much money here this season in the some of these picks in the NBA right now. Cleveland comes in with a 4-game winning streak, but Boston has won 3 straight games. And you know what that means? Boston has failed to cover the spread now in 19 of their last 20 games when coming off of a win. Yep, Boston won last time out yet once again, but they did not cover for the second game in a row. They won and failed against Philadelphia, and before that it was against New Orleans. And here they are again now in the biggest game of the season, or one of the biggest. We know that for us, it's one of the best games certainly of the season. And they're coming in with a 1-19 record in their last 20 games against the spread off of a win. Now, Cleveland has won 24 of their last 27 games at home, but they've faced the likes of no one tougher than this Boston team pretty much. So what are you guys going to do tonight? You don't need me probably to come in with the pick here. I'm sure you'll all have your opinions on this one. Cleveland has gone over in 5 of their last 6 games. Overall, Boston's won 5 of their last 6 on the road. And they've also defeated Cleveland in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. But Cleveland has covered the spread in 5 of the last 6 meetings between the teams. So it's kind of been Boston wins, but Cleveland covers a little bit. That's what was the case earlier this season when Boston won at home 120-117 back in November as a 7-point favorite. But it was Cleveland who came back to win at home 115-111 as ironically, a 2-point favorite when the teams met back on December 1st. So let's go to the chat. Like I said, may not need me here to help you in this game, but Pritchard, probable here today. Here we go. Going to the chat, see what we have. Terrell, hello. And Cash Game likes Celtics first half and money line. And this one, Nasty Nate says the Celtics smash. Now, this one definitely would most likely break that terrible spell of the Boston terrible roll. But Robert's on him here. I think it is fair to say it's a little bit different role because a lot of times Boston is laying points, in the next game. They're never an underdog. In fact, this will only be the second time all season that the Boston Celtics are an underdog. And the last time, of course, was to the Cleveland Cavaliers in that said game. So definitely a little bit different here. It still is going to count against that record if Boston were to win or lose. They're definitely coming in off a loss. So Jerry says the Cavs will smash, and Thomas likes the Cavs here. Fernando's going to lean to the under. He's, Fernando, he's holding up the walls every day. Dougie says he's got the Cavs here in this one. Look at this total, man. It's big, right? Boy, are we really going to get this type? They're not ready to play any defense, it feels like, in this one. Cash Kane says, maybe the Celtics are the public team here. I mean, the Cavs are the public team here, and that's going to put him on the Celtics. Robert likes the under in this one, and I think Robert and I are going to be. And could Robert, Art Thompson, Ramon be? Well, Robert and Art Thompson are on the same page, and so is Terrell. They all love the under. Oh my gosh, could I reconsider here? My play was on the over in this game on the Morning Steam show. Oh my gosh, let me do a quick review. I don't think I can change. Gang. I'm on the over. I can't believe the under could actually be a almost a consensus here. It feels like with you guys, but my vote is on the over. So I don't think maybe quite it's a consensus. It's 3-1 though. It feels like I'm taking the over with Boston and Cleveland tonight. I've got it in a wild one here. There's no doubt that Boston on the road is an under team. They are 9-16 to the under on the road, but still the Cavaliers 30-14 to the over as a favorite, 17-10 to the over at home. So I'm on the over in this one, and I think for me the thing is I kind of liked it to be. I was thinking almost premium. Funny you guys are all in the under like that, but I think for me, I'm going to use it as my pick on the show here because it's gone up. It's definitely gone up. So no value, right? At least one thing I do with our picks here a little bit. Okay. Well, Thomas says it is a consensus play on the under. Wow, you guys are going against Ramon in this one. All right. Consensus play to the under there. Good luck to you. And so what I was saying though about it here, it feels like for me anyway, the total had kind of moved up higher. So no big deal as far as going against me there. The one thing I always say is, I think what we see handicappers, the value's on. Well, I'm going over, but there's no value there. There's no value on my pick, it feels like. All right. So you guys went with the under. All right. Well, Rockets taking on the Nets here. The Rockets coming off the game there last night against the Knicks. How about the Rockets, huh? In that game, we did have the Knicks in that one, and man, the Rockets were able to shut them down there in that one. The final yesterday was 124 to 1. I say shut them down. Rockets got the money. We know the Knicks won, but I did not win, I don't think. Did I say I won? I hope I. Well, we had the Knicks. Okay. We gave it out on the show yesterday, right? I graded myself as a loss. We gave it out on the show at -6 yesterday with the Knicks. They did cover 6. The final line ended up 7 or 7.5. So if anybody got late to the window after watching the show, they did lose. We gave out the winner here. I don't want to be that guy. The game eventually lost by a half a point. I think everybody sees what goes on with something like that. Whether or not you win or lose, that might not be the difference. It is a difference in our bankrolls, obviously, but we did have the winner here on the show yesterday morning, although they didn't cover there in the end. It was 7 or 7.5 when the game went off, and the Knicks ended up winning by 6 points in that game. So let's just make it clear there in that one. Got a little bit of a move right now in the NHL coming in. There is a steam move coming in with the Blue Jackets and the Sabres game to go over. Interestingly, right, if one game was going to go over today, it probably would be the Blue Jackets and the Sabres. So we're seeing that one move higher here. 6.5 probably get juiced up there a little bit with those two teams today. All right, let's go to this one with the Rockets here as a favorite now. They're big time favorite in this one, and the total here at 209. We know the Nets games are always if there's one team that's kind of playing these unders, it's Brooklyn, and it does give Brooklyn kind of a chance once in a while. That's why they kind of come up and beat a few teams, much like they did in their last game when they knocked off Houston 110-98, and a bit of a surprise. But they do have a little bit of defense here and there, and they played certainly quite a few unders. They've gone under in 8 of their last 10 games, but they have a long injury list here for sure today, including Ben Simmons. He is out of the game. Clowney is out. Cam Johnson's out. Cam Thomas has been out as well for Houston. Sengun, he is questionable in the game. Jock is questionable as well. Fred is out. And we'll see what you guys have in this one with the Rockets taking on the Nets here today. All right. Brooklyn has lost 11 straight games at home now coming into this one, but they're getting nearly double digits here in this one tonight. Brooklyn has gone under in 7 straight. They've failed to cover in 4 straight games at home as the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are just 7-14 against the spread at home this season. Meanwhile, Houston is 17-8 against the spread on the road. It should be noted that Brooklyn has defeated the Houston Rockets for 5 straight seasons here at home right now. And Houston has gone over in 7 of their last 8 games on the road. They've been an over team for sure. They're 16-10 to the over on the road, while Brooklyn is just 8-13 to the under at home. So the little bit of a clash kind of there, it feels like. So can Brooklyn rustle it up here and maybe get this cover tonight against Houston, despite how bad they've played? Is the number a little bit too high here with Brooklyn tonight? Could you do it? Let's see what the chat says in this one. All right. Hey, there's Alvin today. Good to see you there. And Jerry's talking about that North Texas game yesterday. Also, let's see. Terrell says, Fred being out has kind of been a little bit detrimental for Houston there. Robert's on the over. Thomas says those injuries for Brooklyn may be the one thing that kind of cost them here. Like I said, they've had a good series against them. It is a non-conference series. Nasty Nate's got his plays over there in Boston. He runs them out of a photocopier. Ottawa's getting steamed right now in hockey tonight in their matchup against Tampa Bay. The steam's coming in right now on the Ottawa Senators here tonight. Underdog against Tampa Bay, but that one's moving down. All right, Terrell says if Fred is in, then he will take the Rockets. If Fred is out, no go. Well, Terrell, I don't see Fred making this lineup, so you're on the record pass. I'm pretty sure that'll be what happens here, it feels like right now. All right, Cash Kane says, let's see, they just beat the Rockets not too long ago, did Brooklyn, back on February 1st, 110-98 as a 13-point dog. So that's kind of what I feel like. Maybe it will. But again, more injuries, though, here right now. Remember, that game was back on 3 days ago, right? So maybe there is a little something to that. We mentioned that game. And Fernando says the Rockets a little bit maybe in revenge here. All right. Oh, Jerry had some hijinks there at the end. Bo likes the Heat in that game against the Bulls tonight. All right. And let's see, Redbeard says maybe the Nets can steal this one right now. And Bo's on Houston. Nate's printing money out of the photocopier. Nasty Nate says Houston first quarter and first half. Jerry says he'll take the points here tonight. All right. I think the revenge might be enough. Man, they've still got to cover a massive number. And this has been such an interesting series here for Brooklyn that they've actually covered, some of those numbers. So, all right. I'll try it. Give me the Nets tonight to get this number at home. I don't want to do it, but I don't know. Maybe it's just 2 points too high on some of the numbers here, and I'll try the Nets tonight on the show. I'll take the points with Jerry. Fernando's going over in this one. All right. Jermaine says that one felt tough. Yeah, I mean, if you're ended up on Brooklyn Nets like I did, it must be tough. But all right, next up. Well, the Knicks are going to have to take a trip now. They just won last night, and now they go into Toronto. And how many times have we seen this, right? Even from from the New York Knicks. Now, maybe Toronto's had a little bit better teams in the past or whatever, but the Knicks, they frequently have a getaway game, and when they do so, they just go to Toronto on a one-night game, and that's always a detriment to them. It seems like Toronto has a lot of success, in that spot against the Knicks. And they come in here, Knicks are going to be favored on the road against the Raptors team that is playing some of their best basketball of the season, and they're getting some numbers here for sure. Now, New York has won 7 straight games when playing Toronto right now, but they don't always get the number. Still, the Knicks on a back-to-back, that's been a bad situation for the Knicks. They've actually gone just 1-8 against the spread their last 9 back-to-backers here right now. And they've also gone over in 6 of their last 7 games on the back-to-back coming in. But the Knicks are playing so well right now. Can they do it here today? Is there enough of a momentum coming in off of a big win of Houston last night? This one, man, in fact, I've got to update it right now. There definitely has been some action here. We're seeing the Knicks are down to a 4-point favorite currently, and the total here has dropped significantly to 229.5. Is that really the way it's going to go? I don't know about the total. Now, the side, maybe I can get behind that a little bit because, like I said, I feel like this is a tougher situation for the Knicks on these back-to-backs. They are not very good in this role. So, should be noted, Toronto's covered 6 of their last 7 games overall. They've won 6 of their last 7 games overall, beating the Clippers, beating Washington, New Orleans, Atlanta, among others. They did lose to the Bulls a couple games back. New York has actually covered 6 of the last 7 games against Toronto. I say that they've struggled against Toronto, but again, at home, the Knicks have been much better than at Toronto. They did fail last time they were here back on December 9th, 113-108. They were laying 7.5 in that one. There this season. This is the 4th meeting between the teams, and they've actually gone 1-1-1 against the spread against one another. So, all right, I like this value now. Boy, maybe I want this as a premium pick, but hey, I got to have some picks for the show. I'm going over in this one with the Knicks and Toronto, despite this move to the under right now. A little bit of a significant move there. Earlier, the steam had come in on the over, but we're definitely down here to 229.5. 229 just to the over at Bovada. So significant move here. I don't think it is necessarily injury related or anything in this one. You do have OG questionable here for the Knicks. And for the Raptors, Bruce Brown is questionable. Boucher is questionable. Shed is probable. Quickly probable. And Mitchell probable for Toronto. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one. Going to start it off with Thomas. He's on the New York Knicks. Art Thompson's on the Raptors here. And Jerry says maybe Toronto money line. Cash Kane says Raptors in this one. Jermaine says you got to be careful right now, the trade deadline and people moving around a little bit. That's when I like to strike. And let's see here. Yeah, I think that might be it in this game. So I'll just take the over in this one. That sounds like, now that is value. I'm getting the value in that one. All right. Yeah, next up. Well, what's going to happen here when Jimmy Butler returns to, no, he doesn't return to, but he could if he was there. Terrell went the Raptors back in that other game. Anyway, Heat and the Bulls. Fake storylines here, I guess, is what we got with the Heat coming in, taking on the Bulls in this one. The Heat are favored right now in this matchup. So, all right, see what you want to do with that. For the Heat coming in here, you got Duncan Robinson probable. The Bulls have a few injuries of note, but didn't feel like anything too significant here. You got Sonogo questionable. Terry is questionable. Jalen Smith questionable. THT is doubtful here in this one. Steam coming in right now. College basketball. Just want to pass this one along. Not a great game, but certainly one of the best teams in the country, the Houston Cougars. This one's on the under. We've already seen the steam come in on Houston. Now it's coming in on the under in the matchup tonight with Oklahoma State. It was 132, but we're looking at 131 here right now, and that spread had moved up to 23 when it got steamed. Houston and Oklahoma State steamed to the under. All right, so take a look at this one here with Miami and the Bulls. Both teams are pretty crummy when coming. Hey, there it is right there. Heat and Bulls. 227.5. It says there on the screen, so we might as well call it a 3. Yeah, I'm seeing some 3.5s out there. I don't mind leaving it at 3.5. It feels like right there with the Heat and the Bulls. Both teams are 3-7 against the spread, respectively, in their last 10 games overall, but Miami is just 10-15 against the spread on the road. Both these two teams are subpar when covering numbers, that's for sure here. So what makes the Heat so special that you would think that they could come through with a win over the Bulls here on the road, like they're something special, but maybe it's because the Heat have covered 7 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams here in Chicago. But I don't know if the Heat are any better than what they were in those years. Certainly, they're just 24-23 right now coming in. Chicago, 21-29. So that may tell the story for you here in this one, but chat's all ready to go. It looks like a little bit. Thomas is on Chicago. Fernando says he's on, likes the under here possibly. Jake Dye says under for him as well. A lot of talk about the under here. The widely reported steam already came in on the under. I thought it was under 227 already, but 227 and a half. All right. Sub is in the chat. Hello to Sub. Ironically, my name is Sub. Terrell says Chicago and the over. Says, Zach LaVine gone. There's going to be a little bit of adjustment here to this Bulls lineup there, apparently. So that could be also a factor for folks. But Cash Kane here liking the over. James Parham on Miami. Thomas is on the under. We're having some differences of opinion here with everybody on this one, it feels like. All right. I'm going to try the Bulls at this point. I'm going to take them at home plus the points. I think Miami's ready to get back to maybe doing a little better without Butler around these parts, but let's just wait and see right now. And I'll take the Bulls. They've been alternating wins and losses for their last few games, and they're coming in off of a loss here right now in their last matchup to Detroit. 127 to 119. We whiffed with Detroit, or we whiffed with Chicago in that one, I believe. And Miami is coming in off a win over San Antonio, but they did not cover. So I'm going to take the Bulls plus the points at home. All right, now we've got to wonder about the Lakers and where they stand in their game tonight, taking on the Clippers. The Clippers have, well, what can you say about this series? That Clippers have actually been very, very strong against the Lakers. Now, the Clippers have won 8 of the last 9 meetings when the Clippers were the designated home team. Remember, they shared the same arena for many years, but in some games, the optics, Clippers floor, Clippers lighting, or whatever, but they never really had a true advantage, right? It felt like between the two teams, but now they do here at home in a real home. The teams actually have met at LA Clippers in the Intuit Dome once already this season, about a month ago or 3 weeks ago. It was 116 to 102. The Clippers won and covered in that game against the Lakers, and maybe they're the team a little bit better equipped here right now with the Lakers having made that deal. And even though we know Davis was kind of out, he was in a lot of those games, and we know Luke is going to be out. So Clippers are 9-1 against the spread in their last 10 games at home. But the Lakers come in hot as well, having won 6 of their last 7 games coming in. The only loss in that span coming to Philadelphia on the road. Lakers stun the Knicks on the road. They beat up on Washington. They're coming in here off of a road trip, just to make it clear, there's not a whole lot of distance between the, they'll all end up in the same place here at the Intuit Dome, but nonetheless, the Lakers were on a bit of a road trip here of late. The Lakers have gone over in 5 of their last 6 on the road, and still going to be the underdog here. So let's see what you have in this one. The Lakers are taking on the Clippers. The Lakers try to get things together here. Clippers 17-4 straight up, last 21 at home as favorites, and they've covered the spread in 13 of the last 17 meetings between these two teams. Lakers come in having gone over in 3 straight. The handicappers I've been watching this morning, everyone seems to be hitting the under here, but gosh, is that really what's going to happen in this matchup today? I mean, I've been all about the Clippers games under, but I don't know if that's going to happen today. Let's go to the chat and see. It's going to be Cash Kane likes the Lakers game to go over, and Thomas likes the Clippers. R. Thompson is on the over. Thomas also likes the over here. I'm on the over, you guys. Let's just put it out there. I like the over in this one. I think the trends would kind of point to the under here. If you look at the two teams individually, like I said, I've been all about the Clippers and a lot of these unders here today, but I kind of want to use this. I kind of want to use it as a premium, actually, but I wasn't sure about the side here at this point. We'd have to see these two. Cash Kane said he wouldn't be surprised if the Lakers win this one. Jake says they're due for an under, though, here it feels like. And Jerry likes the Lakers. Fernando maybe on the over. James Parham, Clippers first half. And Thomas says, you guys have chimed in enough here. It's going to be an over consensus play as well. So to me, what I've seen are a lot of support for the Clippers to cover the spread. It is a popular play among paid handicappers today are the Clippers. and I may end up on them as well, quite frankly. But I man, I should have. If I would have known that, I might have gone with the Clippers on the show here and just taken them. And you guys are on the over. But I like the over as well, so I'll take the over. JW here is like Bulls money line and Blazers. I think that's a parlay right there. Thank you, JW. All right, let's move on here with I think we've got one more in the NBA here tonight. Oh boy, look at this. This is a sneaky good game right here. This is probably a better game. Is this the TNT game? Now I know the Clippers and the Lakers are the TNT game, but look at this is a better game than that, quite frankly. This is the second best game on the card, I would think for sure here tonight, the way these two teams are going. This is the sneaky good play, the sneaky good game of the day. How about that? Both teams come in having won 4 games in a row. Yeah, Portland's got some work to do here, but they're hot and they look like a playoff team out there. Now maybe they've had a little bit of easy scheduling here. You think about some of these games that they've been playing of late. Uh, they beat they beat Phoenix in consecutive games, covered the spread here on the last few nights. They beat up on Orlando. They beat Milwaukee, covered against OKC. Man, Portland is hot and playing well, and they're getting points. And the Pacers are. We've been talking about the Pacers too the last few games or past few weeks. It feels like right now they're 8-2. They're 8-2 against the spread their last 10. Portland's 8-2 against the spread their last 10. Now the Pacers are 18-10 against the spread as a favorite. Portland is 19-27 against the spread as an underdog. So maybe that could be where you draw the line a little bit. Maybe the Pacers could come in here and rout them, but I don't know. It feels like the Trailblazers are just playing too well right now. Now, the Trailblazers did play last night, but so did the Pacers. So the Pacers have to come in off of the game against Utah last night. We saw, what happened there in that one, right? If you look at it, I mean, yeah, sure, Pacers got the win by 1 point, but they were, they didn't cover. That's for sure in that one, right? Meanwhile, Portland was terrific in beating Phoenix as an underdog, 121-119, almost like they were expected to do so. So let's see what you have here. But interesting game. Good game, man. Good game here. Let's go to the chat. This is a series history that is definitely an under, but again, they just play twice a year. 6 of the last 7 years, the game has gone under here in Portland between these two. But should be noted that the widely reported steam did come in here on the over. The total there is totally wrong, by the way. You guys might be correcting me already in there, but it was an opener of around, maybe as low as 231.5, maybe in general a little bit higher, but right now it's 234 at the square books and 233 at the sharp books. So let me correct that though here, because I want to go over, and it's a high number, but I want to go over, I believe, in this game as my pick. We'll get your pick here right now. You can chime in to tell me what you have in this one. But I think I'm going to end up on the over. Portland has covered 5 straight at home. The Pacers have won 5 straight on the road right now. Portland has actually covered 9 straight games overall. Here they are putting money in your pocket, it feels like. Let's go to the chat. Good game. All right. R. Thompson's on Portland. And Cash Kane says, you know what? If you got not only thinking that he wants to take the Trailblazers here, but Halliburton, I don't know if Hallie's out of this game, though. Let me go to the list here. Miles Turner, questionable. That's pretty much it in this game. Suns are on the do not bet list right there. Terrell says he's been going with the he's been going with the Pacers, but they don't cover they don't cover in Utah. Okay. And Kelly V's here today, says Portland remains hot. Jake says he likes the over in this one. And Kelly says, like everybody, they're down on DeAndre. And I remember DeAndre playing a little bit of high school basketball for a time in San Diego. He was at a school called the Balboa School, which is actually just a basketball school. It's like you go there to play basketball, and that's your class. That's like your class. Because you're going to be a pro basketball. But unlike some of those schools they weren't very. It was like want to say like you think of like IMG and all these great athletic schools that they have nowadays, and those teams dominate. This was like a team, and they were like not good. They were like one of those teams that is built just to teach you how to be a basketball player, and your classes are about. But they were like no good at you play tough teams, right? So they just couldn't beat those teams. All right, what's this? Blazers and over for Gravy. Robert likes the over here. I'm going over in this one. It's pretty high. James says first half over. There. Okay, I'm going over. I'm going over in this one. All right, that's it for the NBA. Thank you, everybody. We got to go to that massive hockey card here. It's already 10:30, so we got a lot of games to cover on the ice. Hello to Keith in the chat today. Thank you for stopping by. Jermaine's going to give out all of his plays right there. Terrell also said he's got Simons over in his point total here today. Yeah, we're having a big stock market bounce going on after I whined yesterday, and then they pulled back the tariffs, and the market almost recovered all the way. And now here we are 24 hours later, and everybody's happy. All right, let's go to the ice and wait no longer. We've got so many games to cover here with this massive card, a 14-game card on the ice today. Man, can we do it in an hour? Florida taking on Washington in a hot game here tonight. And oh, bummer, is really Washington really going to go with Lindgren here tonight and ruin the great game, the great potential matchup? Well, let's see what the goalie computer says here in this one, because it does feel like maybe the Capitals will go with their backup here in this one. That's why they're probably an underdog here. The Capitals have actually lost 3 of their last 4 games. The Empire is collapsing here right now for Washington. They did lose to decent teams for sure. Winnipeg, no problem there, even though they were at home in that one. They did lose to Ottawa, and Ottawa's been pretty steady here of late. And they also lost to Vancouver on the road. Now, they did sandwich a win in there against Calgary, but here in this one, let's see what you got in the matchup between Florida here on the road against Washington here. Some reports that Thompson could be in there today, but I don't know. And Bob comes in with a 22-11 record in this one. It almost feels like you got Bob, you want Bob. You got Thompson, you want him. But if you got Lindgren, you might not want him. So let's see what you guys want to do in this one when the Caps take on Florida in a big game here. And see what you guys have as far as the goalie situation in this game is concerned, because it feels like to me I've got Lindgren in there right now. All right. For the Capitals coming in, let's see here. Florida has won 3 in a row over the Islanders, over Chicago, and over LA. Washington talked about their recent skid, but still Washington 16-4 at home so far this season. Florida very steady here, 16-10 on the road, 25-16 as a favorite. So, they've definitely done their share of winning right now among the best teams in the East. Got to put the Capitals in there as well. So, see what you guys have in this one. Florida, this series has gone over in 8 of the last 9 meetings when the Panthers have come in off of a win. I don't know if there's much off of that trend that, might quantify that this one could go over. Yeah, Florida has some over tendencies a little bit right now. If you think about it, they're 23-18 to the over as a favorite. Meanwhile, Washington's 9-13 to the under as a dog. But Florida's kind of dominated this series, winning 9 of the last 10 games coming in. So, but again, that was before Washington right now is Washington, it feels like. Eight of the last 10 meetings between these two teams at Washington have gone over, but Washington's gone under in 10 of their last 12 games. They're 1-8-1 to the under in the last 10. Florida's 3-7 to the under in their last 10, so they're playing unders here as well. And you're still going to have a good goaltending matchup, even if Lindgren is in there. But if you have the two stars in there, and let's see what we've got here. Kelly says, keep firing. Ovi's points to go over, shots on goal to go over. Says, right there says that, you got, Washington, they, maybe she said first game after the road trip he did, because obviously they played Winnipeg at home. Jake likes the over in this one, and it is 5.5 there. Obviously, that's got to be a little bit of a attention grabber as well. JW says, how were the Senators even underdogs yesterday the way this team is playing right now? How were they underdogs in that game against the Predators? It fooled me, JW. What was I thinking there? That look, I'm always making fun of the Sharps taking Nashville, and here it was, and the Senators came back from that 1-0 deficit to beat them up pretty good. Jake says, Florida looks good in this series, and our Tomps likes the Panthers in this one as well. All right. Well, maybe I'm going to make the call here. Look, I think if one game needs the goalies confirmed, now I try to speculate and I try to get ahead of the line a little bit. I mean, that feels like, what I do. I know a lot of people, I'm not teasing or making fun of those that say, hey, I got to wait. But, one of the things about beating people to a good line is anticipating that goal. I'm not sure that, even if I believe that Lindgren would be in this one here, but Irish King on Washington. Well, given what I know about the game right now, I'm going to take the Florida Panthers in this one. Look, if indeed the Washington Capitals end up with Logan Thompson, I'm going to be maybe on not the side I want to be on, but I'm going to be on Florida. This is a huge game, and right now I feel like it's going to be Lindgren. And if that's the case, then I'm going to go with Florida here. Lindgren's been, hey, he could start for a lot of teams right now, even though he's a, backup. And they do offer great defense. I think that's one of the things they've been so good with this year is surprising defense for Washington. And, of course, that prompts the goaltender to have great stats here, no doubt. All right, Washington, red hot coming in, 7-1-2 in the last 10. But I'm going to take the Panthers here. Next up is the Wild taking on the Bruins. Now, the Wild come in. They're still, right, the I think they're the best road team, at least with profitability right now, getting you nearly um, over a third of a unit per game right now on this streak. Now, granted, the Wild did just lose 6-0 against Ottawa. They threw in a clunker there for sure, but nonetheless, Boston comes in here off of a win, 6-3 over the Rangers last time out. I'm expecting Gustafsson in there against Swayman here today for Gus. He's 9-11 with a 2.73 goals against average, 91% save percentage for Swayman. Just a .500 record and a 3.11 goals against and an 89% save percentage. So Minnesota, like I said, one of the best road teams, if not the best road team in the league. 20-6 is their record. Still, Boston 17-8 at home, pretty good. 17-12 as a favorite. Minnesota just 10-13 as an underdog here. So what are you gonna do when this one comes down today with Minnesota and Boston? Boston's won 5 of their last 6 games at home, but Minnesota has covered the puck line in 5 of the last 6 meetings. Still got to lay $2 to get involved in that puck line here today. Boston is 9-20 as a puck line favorite. All right, let's see what you have here in this one. Boston at home, man, you'd think maybe they can do it, but they are, like I said, against the toughest road team going. Let's see what the chat has here. All right. And it's going to be, looking for the first one here, Nasty Nate's first. He's got the Bruins to smash here in this one. And Cash Kane likes the Bruins here. Says they're looking good of late. They're looking better, no doubt about it here. Yeah, they've lost 2 of their last 3, but all right. Philly Eagle Flyer here is on the Wild money line, under 6.5 in regulation first period draw. I'll go under 1.5. And JW says, you know what? You can count on Swayman. R. Thompson's on the under here in this one. Boy, I gotta like that under. I gotta like under in this game. I probably gonna be the premium. I might have to pick a side here. It feels like Boston 11-17 to the under as a favorite. And Thomas says the Bruins are a consensus play here. All right. If the Bruins are a consensus play, then I will stand down here and I will take the under as my pick in this one. I kind of like the under as my premium, but I'm not going to get in the way of you guys preferring Boston here. Obviously, you know that you can sense the disappointment in my voice that the chat is all hyped up on the Bruins here. And look, I'll roll with the consensus. You guys probably know better than I do in this one, I guess. But I'll take the under then as my play here tonight. Boston, they seem to go under a little bit when coming off of a home win. I think there are some examples of that. They beat Ottawa 2-0 at home. They went under the next night against Colorado. So go ahead and give me the under, and you guys are on Boston here as a consensus play. Okay. Look, I get it a little bit, but man, we've been doing so well with Minnesota. It's hard not to go to the well again with the Wild. Good morning to Spoons. But Boston's our consensus, so okay. Keep it rolling right now with the Blue Jackets on the road against the Sabres here. This one did take the steam a little while ago, and this is the highest total on the board for sure.
Final.
Whatever you got the Columbus Blue Jackets playing, you got to be thinking over, it feels like, right? And the same can be said for Buffalo. These two teams are a combined 61-36 to the over this season. You're not going to find, I don't think you can put two teams together that have more overs this season than these two. Buffalo's 12-3 to the over as a favorite. Columbus is 24-18 to the over as a dog. Now, Columbus has more, on the road, they're like a 50-50 proposition. Columbus is much more of a over team at home. In fact, Columbus has gone under in 7 of their last 10. But in general, overall, this one is all about the over. Here, the steam came in on the over in this one. Right now, the total I saw 6.5 under right there on the screen, but I think it's actually, oh boy, it is still 6.5 under. Now, the Sharps, I will say this, the Sharps are going to take the under in this game no matter what it feels like. So I want to give them kind of the benefit of the doubt here, but still, this one just reeks of over. Just no matter, you can't get away from it, it feels like. I'd be super contrarian if I ended up going on the under here, but let's start to lose it here. Okay. So let's get a feel from the chat here and what they're going to do in this one. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams in Buffalo have gone over. Buffalo's gone over in 8 of their last 9 games at home, even though they are just 5-4-1 to the over in their last 10 overall. Columbus has covered the puck line in 5 straight meetings here in Buffalo. All right, going to the chat here right now, and we've got under here for our tops. So our tops will be a little bit contrarian. I want to be contrarian too. I just don't know if I can. Philly Eagle Flyer says go take the over trifecta. All right. I'll go over. I don't know any better, actually. Usually, I always am so hardcore, follow the Sharps here and do it, but God, all the numbers point to the over here, and I've got to go. I'm going over. I'm just going over. Jake says, take Buffalo in regulation or money line for a parlay piece here. They're favored $1.65 in this one right now. In fact, let's see, $1.70 here at some spots. The Devils are taking on the Penguins here in this one with Allen on the road, taking on Nedeljkovic here possibly. You got New Jersey coming in 29, 19, and 6. Pittsburgh's 22, 24, and 8 coming in. Pittsburgh has won 2 straight games right now with victories over Nashville and Utah. New Jersey lost to Buffalo last time out on the road, 4-3. Before that, they beat Philadelphia 5-0 here, but you got the Devils on the road, $1.50 or so here in this one. For Pittsburgh, they come in here. They've lost some as a favorite, but as a dog, they've been a little bit better here. I think. Let's see. 15-25 as a dog, but New Jersey just 24-23 as a favorite. They've actually been better as an underdog. This is not their best role necessarily. New Jersey right now 17-29 to the under as a favorite, but Pittsburgh 15-10 to the over at home in this one. New Jersey's gone under in 6 straight games on the road when they're coming in off of a road loss like they were at Buffalo in that last game. These two teams met back on December 21st. It was a 3-0 victory for New Jersey at home in that game. New Jersey has won 5 straight times here in Pittsburgh right now. So let's go to the chat and see. Oh, nothing from the chat here, it feels like. Am I on the air? Is this not a great game? Devils and Pittsburgh. All right, I'll just make the call then here in this one with New Jersey on the road. I think I like the total as a premium, so Pittsburgh, man, I can't take him on the puck line. The puck line is just too heavily priced, but kind of want to take Pittsburgh here. I know New Jersey's been good in this series for sure.
System playing.
Pittsburgh did win at New Jersey last year, one game 6-3. Oh boy, Pittsburgh. Okay, just I'm going to take Pittsburgh on the money line here in this one. I'll try the Penguins today against New Jersey. Go to the chat and see what you got. Hello to Wine Time. Join us in the chat today. Here's Cash Kane on New Jersey money line. Philly Eagle Flyer says money line team total over 3.5 and go over in the game 5.5. JW does like the under in this one. I can't disagree. That's probably going to make the premium. Feels like. Next up is the Senators taking on the Lightning here in this one. Pretty decent game here as well, with the Lightning favorite $1.80 at home here right now, and the total 5.5 over 20 or so in this one. Tampa Bay comes in 27, 20, and 4. Ottawa comes in super hot, super hot right now with this winning streak that they're on. They're 29, 20, and 4, one of the hottest teams in the league here for sure right now. The steam came in on them just a little while ago as we were on the air here. So see if you can get behind this Ottawa team today. It does feel like, man, they're playing so well. It's going to be hard for me not to want to consider them as a big underdog. The puck line is currently at minus 177, so probably just take them at plus 1.5 when I get to the window, but I'm going to recommend them here for sure, it feels like right now. Oops, there we go. All right, let's see what you guys have in this one. The Sharps are clearly on the under in this game, and I don't know if I can disagree with them necessarily here. I'm probably going to make a premium out of that one. You got Ottawa here under. They've been playing hot. They've gone under in 7 of their last 8 games right now on the road. Tampa Bay's gone under in 5 of their last 6. Ottawa's 6-17 to the under as a dog. So Ottawa comes in hot. Tampa Bay has had a little bit of woes here of late, right? They've lost 3 of their last 4 games overall, and to not great teams. They lost to the Islanders, they lost to Chicago, they lost to Detroit. So a little bit of funky. And we've got Billy's here today. Hello to Billy. Says take New Jersey in that game against Pittsburgh. Here's Tampa Bay Redbeards trying to talk me down off of it here. Says this is the Tampa spot. Cash Kane says Lightning money line, take point for a goal, and the over. Jake though says you can put Ottawa in a parlay piece on the puck line. And Philly Eagle Flyer says Lightning money line. If Allmark is back in, go over. Take the Lightning team total over. Kelly said, don't forget, they're going to meet here in just a couple of days. Back-to-backers here, or, 2 games. And Billy says maybe the Lightning to make the finals. So good morning to Stir and Company. I think that means take the Lightning. And Dr. Boobies is here today. And Cash Kane says, don't forget, Senators here on that back-to-back after that game there last night against the Predators. Could be a bit of a factor. Yeah, it could be, no doubt about it. But, man, they just seem so hot. I'm going to take the Ottawa Senators here. Kind of want them on the puck line, but it's pretty high price. Give me Ottawa here on the money line tonight to keep it going here at this point. I think JW is doing it as well. The Golden Knights are going to be taking on the Islanders here on the road. The Golden Knights are a road favorite in this one. They're minus $1.48, and the total 5.5 over at minus $1.25. I'm showing 625 there on the screen, but let's take a look at the line here and see which most popular line. Yeah, it's kind of split right down the middle. I'd say 600 feels like the more popular line. Golden Knights come in on a 3-game losing streak right now. Meanwhile, the Islanders had been hot. They finally got cooled off a little bit after a winning streak as they lost at Florida 6-3. The Knights have lost to the Rangers on the road. They also lost at home to Columbia and Dallas. The Knights are probably playing some of their most rugged hockey of the season right now with just a 2-5-3 record in their last 10 games overall. They're still 26-15 as a favorite. The Islanders are 7-3 here in their last 10 games overall. The Islanders still a massive under here, it feels like right now in this little streak. Now, they did go over last game against Philadelphia, but it's been mostly a series of unders, it feels like, of late here for the New York Islanders. And this series has gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings overall coming in. The Islanders have won 5 straight games at home right now coming into this one, and they are off of a 3-game road trip where they won 2 of their last 3 before that loss to Florida. So let's see what you have here in this one. This one's often close, even though Vegas has been the better team, and these two teams met just a month ago. It was 4-0 Islanders won the game in Las Vegas. Let's go to the chat here in this one between the Golden Knights and the Isles tonight. Let's see what you guys have here. All right, and we're going to start it off with Cash Kane says he'll take Vegas. Irish King is on Vegas. And Jake Dye says he likes the under here in this one. And JW says Islanders puck line, reverse puck line there to do it. How about that? All right, that might be it from you guys here in the chat, it feels like. And I better make my call, I guess, here. And this one, I don't know if we're totally solid on it. The steam came in on the over here, and well, I'm going to go under. Let me go ahead and update it to 5.5 under 20. Maybe I'll just put it down to 5.5 under 20 to have the toughest line, but I'm going to take the under here. Maybe that was going to be my premium, but I don't know about the side. So give me the under with Vegas and the Islanders. That's my play here tonight. All right, the Oilers on the road at the Blues. Oh boy, you'd think the Oilers here, this might be a great spot for them, but still a high price at $1.80, $1.85. The total is 6, maybe 6 flat or so. It looks like you can look at I was looking at the line here behind me. Where is it? Where is the Oilers game? Oh, it must be on the next page right now. Okay, Oilers have lost 2 straight coming in. The Blues just snapped a losing streak last time out when they knocked off Utah. They were looking pretty bad there, but they were able to get a win on the road. Edmonton with losses at home to Toronto and Detroit coming into this one still. You got Edmonton here 14-7 on the road. 28-19 as a favorite. St. Louis, meanwhile, 17-23 as an underdog so far this season. Kind of feels like the right spot for Edmonton, but is it the right price here tonight? These are 2 solid under teams, it feels like right now. St. Louis is 8-15 to the under at home, 14-22 to the under as a dog, and Edmonton's gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall, but they are 12-10 to the over on the road. So let's see if you guys have anything here in this one. Edmonton here has gone over in 9 of their last 10 games off of a home loss, and also 4 of their last 5 on the road have gone over. St. Louis does pretty well in long term in this series against Edmonton, winning 16 of the last 22 games at home against Edmonton, including the last two in a row here. So uh, Edmonton should be the better team here, but they've actually kind of struggled in this role. And this one might be it's still plus 1.5, minus 160 here. I think I'm going to be on another dog here, though, tonight. I know Edmonton is, you know, they're still being overpriced, it feels like all the time, but Cash Kane does like them here. Philly Eagle Flyer going on the over. Irish King says St. Louis in a smash. R. Thompson's on the Blues here. I'm fighting the yawns already. I like it. I'm taking the Blues. I guess I'll just take them on the money line. Puck line still too high for me here. And look, Edmonton's not exactly profitable. It does seem like Edmonton's a break-even team on the road, and St. Louis is a break-even team at home. Billy says Edmonton is totally legit. Yeah, you got it. No doubt. No doubt. Here's Jake on the under. Says sprinkle the St. Louis money line. I just did. I'm taking St. Louis. I'm gonna take them on the money line. However, maybe I'll take them +1 when I get to the window, but I'll put in a little money line for sure. I'm giving it out on the show that way. So, all right. Yeah, and Billy said better goalie will win here. Let me make sure I didn't miss any confirmations in the goalies there that we've listed on the screen or change it up at all. Vasilevsky likely in there for Tampa. Nedeljkovic is confirmed in goal in Pittsburgh today. Sorokin in there for the Islanders there. We just talked about that game. I think we had Sorokin listed. So I think we've got them all right so far out of the few that have been confirmed here today. So, all right.
System play.
Next up. Oh, Kelly, let's see what Kelly. I think I missed some comments here. Irish King says that Dallas or the Kings can match up against the Oilers. And Kelly says St. Louis a sneaky BTTS. First period plus money over 1.5 minus $1.27. Thank you, Kelly.
Play.
Had some steam come in here. I'm kind of waiting to get to the college basketball. Not the biggest games that are getting steamed here, so we can wait. I want to get you guys on all, but I want to get through this massive card here as well in the NHL. Just seen a final here and seeing some tennis finals come in. All right, let's keep it moving here though. Right now, I think we cleared that game. Next up will be the Panthers taking on the Jets here in this one, and another excellent game here today with Florida on the road here against. No, I'm not Florida, Carolina. You guys, right? Oh, there's the old Carolina Panthers. Forgetting the name. Too tired typing in the names. Okay, here we go. Yeah, with Kashetkov. You got Carolina here on the road, $1.20 favorite on the road against the Jets. What? Come on. These are the Winnipeg Jets we're talking about here. You guys are, we're just talking about some of you, how the Jets are, alive here. They're live in the West, certainly, and they're on a hot streak right now. The Jets are hot. They're winning. Consecutive wins here. They beat Washington. They beat Boston, Milwaukee, Calgary, and Utah. 5-game winning streak. Cover the puck line in all of them. They're on fire here right now. But Carolina's pretty good. They've won 6 of their last 8 games coming in right now. So they're clipping here. They're 28-17 as a favorite. Meanwhile, Winnipeg just 5-7 as an underdog here, and Carolina, still the favorite, for sure here in this one. So far, though, Winnipeg right now, man, they are just really looking strong, uh, winning games, covering puck lines, and all that. It feels like here of late. So, what are you going to do in this one? Carolina taking on Winnipeg. These two teams have not met yet this season. Winnipeg's won each of the last two meetings between the teams last year. Both meetings, I should say, last year, won by Winnipeg 5-3 and 2-1. Widely reported steam did come in on the under here in this game, and the current line is 5.5. Somewhat juiced to the under here. It's not. I've at least got to put 5.5 because there's no juice to the overs out there at all. I don't think. Maybe book here in Vegas is still juicing the over, but I'm going to end up here taking the under in this game between Carolina and Winnipeg tonight. Even at 5.5, I'm willing to do it here. At least as my play here on the show. I think we've seen these two teams they slightly trend to the under, not overwhelming, but consistently enough. It does feel like trending to the under. Now, let's go to the chat and see what you have. But Carolina has gone under in 6 of their last 7 games on the road coming in. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here with you guys. And it's going to be, JW says, a lot of disrespect for these Jets from the odds makers. R. Thompson's on the Jets. And
Final.
Irish King says, Jets easy here. And Billy's talking about those Kings and those scoring woes right now. But again, I'm going to say there was a little bit to the, Billy, they always go through the doldrums a little bit on the Grammy road trip, don't they? Billy Eagle Flyer likes over in this game. Jake Dye says take Winnipeg and the under. Kelly says just bump it up to 6, juice it up, and that'll be the security that you need. And they can still go under there. Kelly says, though, Jets been holding teams to under 2.5 goals time and time again right now with Hellebuck and company. And I think that's what I've got listed there with Hellebuck and Kochetkov. I think that's what everybody's kind of talking about. Hellebuck, a 2.04 goals against. Kochetkov's 19-9 with a 2.73 goals against. So feels like a good goalie matchup here. All right, I'll make my call, and my call is going to be on the under here with Carolina and Winnipeg. Next up, Florida on the road taking on the Utah Hockey Club.
Final.
UHC. All right, for the Flyers here, they're 23, 25, and 6. Utah comes in 21, 22, and 9 right now, but Utah back on a losing streak here for sure. They've hit the wall again. Flyers have actually lost 3 in a row as well coming into this one, so teams can't get out of their own way at this point. Utah not even coming close in some of these games right now. They're off of say not coming close. They were favored. They lost to St. Louis as a favorite. They lost to Columbus as a favorite. They lost to Pittsburgh as a favorite here at home. This is where they're struggling right now. Meanwhile, the Flyers, they've lost 3 in a row, including 2 on the road to Colorado and New Jersey. They also lost to the Islanders here at home right now. So what can you do with these two teams struggling here at this point? 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two franchises have gone over when the hockey club has been the home team. Of course, they were the home team in Arizona for the last few years, of course. But Utah has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games overall coming into this one. And we'll go to the chat here with the Philadelphia and Hockey Club. And Philly Eagle Flyer has first period, full game draw, and under. All right, gotcha there. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to make the call in this one. Utah's been such a money burner at home. They've costing you over zero point 0.4 units per game. Philadelphia is not necessarily a winning proposition on the road, that's for sure. But maybe they're just good enough here. I'm gonna take the Flyers at even money or whatever it is on the road here against Utah. Give me the Flyers. Jake says Flyers haven't even scored in 3 games. How are they going to win, right? Dismal efforts here from the Flyers of late. You know I'm on the total in this one, Jake. All right, the Maple Leafs here now in this one. We've got the goalie matchup you've all been waiting for with Woll taking on Wolf in this one. Who knew? We've been waiting all year for this matchup between Woll and Wolf. All right. Got Calgary here. They're going to be an underdog. Toronto, $1.55 or so, 5.5 over 20. Here it looks like the line coming into this one. Toronto ended their 3-game losing streak last time out with a victory at Edmonton, 4-2-3. Calgary, meanwhile, is off of a win on the road at Seattle last time out. Seattle, I'm sorry, gets the right game here. How could I mess up with these two goalies, right? So, all right, this has been a tightly contested series here of late, often by 1 goal. In fact, the last 3 meetings have been by 1 goal. These two teams have not met yet this season. Toronto has won the last 4 meetings between the two teams. Calgary has gone under in 4 straight games coming in and 7 of their last 10. They are an under proposition at home, 10-16, but Toronto on the road, 13-7. On the road, but just 15-20 as a favorite. So more so, maybe they're trending to the under when they are a favorite here, and that may be the direction that I want to go here in this one. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. Toronto has won, like I said, 4 in a row, 5 of the last 6 meetings overall, and they often win here. It feels like in Calgary. So Calgary's had, we know they've had some modest success at home for sure. Calgary is 7 games over 500. It's a pretty good game still. Let's not sleep on it. Toronto, though, 12-8 on the road, and Calgary is just 12-20 as an underdog. Chat's ready to go. JW went Utah in that other game there. All right. JW says, take the Flames. Philly Eagle Flyer there talking about that Utah game. Philly Eagle Flyer also Flames. Leafs under, take the draw. First period in regulation, go under. 6.5 in regulation on a parlay. Possibly there. Okay. Well, get ready to make my call here in this one between Toronto and Calgary. Boy, this is a long card. That's how we do it in hockey. All right, I'm going to take the under as my play here on the show. Maybe that's my premium, but I'm just not sure yet on the side. Cash Kane likes the stars there. I believe that's stars, right? Or is it a flame? Oh, boy. Yeah, I think that's a... Oh, no, that's a maple leaf. Duh. Oh, God. Sorry, Kane. That's a maple leaf. I need glasses. Yep.
System
The
playing.
legal flyer says Flames Leafs under like the draw. Oh, I already Okay, I think okay, let's move on. Thomas is correcting me. That's a maple leaf. I get it. What was I thinking? All right, here we go with the Red Wings taking on the Kraken here. The Kraken are favored at home, $1.20. The total 5.5 over 20. You've got Talbot here expected to go up against Joey Decord in this one. I think that's what we've pretty much seen from the expected goalies here. You got Talbot 15-10 with a 2.79 goals against. Cord 18-13 with a 2.52 goals against. It's the Red Wings that are super hot right now, coming in on a winning streak here at this point. This is the winning streak that they've needed here, it feels like right now. Wins over Vancouver, Calgary, Edmonton, LA, Tampa Bay covered, won all those games as underdogs, as a matter of fact, and that's what has put them into a break-even territory here on the road. Meanwhile, Seattle's a losing proposition at home, even though they are a 500 team for the most part at home, and as a favorite as well. So these two teams met back on January the 12th, and it was 6-2. Detroit got that win on the road or at home over Seattle in that one. So see what you have here. Detroit on a roll, taking on the Kraken here. Detroit's gone under in 5 straight at home, but 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Still, Seattle's been going under in a few games of late as well, at home anyway. They went under in the Calgary game. They went over against San Jose, but under against the Ducks, under against the Penguins as well. All right, see what you have here in this one. So this is always a pretty tough spot, it feels like, for Seattle when they're facing, decent teams. I don't know. I don't know if I can put the Red Wings in that category just yet, though. You've got to figure it's going to be a 1-goal game. All right. I'm going to make my call. You guys have made yours here. And here, let me go to the comments. Philly Eagle Flyer showing his top plays there. Jake Dye says, you got to go over with Detroit and Seattle. Says they've never gone under, these two teams right now. This is a constant over ever since the Kraken have come into the league. That is a great, great point, Jake. Red Wings money line for Kane, and Kane for a goal and over. Philly Eagle Flyers going over. And JW says Red Wings money line after they just beat up on the Kraken already. Irish King like Calgary back on that last game. Thank you. All right. Red Wings are hot. I'll try the Red Wings here as my play today. Give me Detroit here in this one. All right, we got a few more here right now, and hey, I'm hanging in there. Avalanche and the Canucks here with Blackwood and my man Thatcher Demko in goal here, but Avalanche going to be a big favorite, of course. Minus $1.40, total 5.5 over 20 right now in this one. For the Avalanche. Coming into this one, they've won 2 straight. Meanwhile, Vancouver has lost 2 straight coming in. Colorado with the wins over Philadelphia and St. Louis, a combined 7-0. They outscored those teams. Meanwhile, Vancouver losses to Detroit and Dallas. Coming into this one, All right. Let's see here. Colorado has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams coming in. But look, Vancouver, they're still a much better team on the road than they are at home. But they're still 9-10 at home, but just 10-17 as an underdog. They come in 23, 18-11, the Kings of the Ties. Meanwhile, Colorado 31, 21-2. Currently, these two teams met back in December. It was 3-1. Vancouver got the win at home in that game. Vancouver's won 16 of the last 24 meetings between these two teams at home, in Vancouver here. And Colorado, look, they're obviously playing well again. They're the better team here. It feels like. I usually like to go with the Kraken at home. I mean, Vancouver's a money burner at home, costing you over 4/10 of a unit per game. So this one feels a little bit tough for me. Let's see what you guys have in this one. Colorado's 18-24 to the under as a favorite. Vancouver's 11-15 to the under as a dog.
Steam playing.
And let's see here. Joe says this is his best bet. So there it is. I'm looking at it there right now for today's game. So check Joe out there on the community tab in this one. This is over. Let's see. Oh, I think he meant the Red Wings and the Kraken. Sorry about that, Joe, but I'm just a little behind you. I gotcha, though, brother. Okay. Avs money line here for Philly Eagle Flyer. Avs revenge game for JW, he says there off of that last one. Yeah, Colorado has been rocking Vancouver for sure, but Art Thompson's on the Avs here. Oh, man, that's a lot of Avs, it feels like. I think Jermaine's a little behind us here. All right, I think that's going to do it for this matchup. Man, this does not feel like the best spot for the for Vancouver, but they're playing pretty darn decent. But still, Colorado, man, I don't know. Lots of college basketball steam rolling in. We got to get to that here soon. All right, I'm gonna have to take Vancouver here in this one. Give me Vank. I'm gonna try Vancouver here tonight against Colorado as an underdog. A couple more here, and we'll get to that basketball here, and then that'll do it for the show. We got the Stars here on the road with Ottinger taking on the Ducks. And Demko. Oh, I'm sorry, I had that wrong there. Obviously, on the goalies here, let me fix that. It can't be Demko. Gibby. Good old Gibby. Never. No, they'll say one day he never made it out of Anaheim, and he just spent his whole career there. All right. Still, you got Dallas, a massive favorite here on the road against Anaheim. Dallas comes in super hot right now. They're on a winning streak for sure, beating up on teams. Columbus and Vancouver. They beat BGK on the road. They won at St. Louis. They're hot coming in here 31-13 as a favorite. Anaheim 20-29 as an underdog here. But still, Anaheim is pretty decent in some of these roles as a puck line underdog, 32-17. Even though they're a losing proposition at home, they're often pretty tough and hang in there a lot of times and able to get that puck line money at least. But let's go to the chat and see what you guys have here in this one. I might take the total here and just kind of stay away from the side, but there's not much that kind of points to Anaheim. I mean, Dallas has won 10 of the last 12 meetings between these two, but Anaheim's covered the puck line in 10 of the last 12 games at home against Dallas. and it's often Dallas winning. It's usually a 1-goal game. Dallas wins here when it's in Anaheim. Now, the teams met in Dallas and Anaheim, got the win last time, 4-2. But you look at what last year. Well, Dallas did win 6-2, but the other matchups were 4-3, 3-2. So could it be just another 1-goal game here with Anaheim being able to cover this puck line? They're pretty stout. They're pretty stout on the puck line against the Stars. And Anaheim's been covering puck lines here of late. They've covered 7 of their last 8 puck lines here. The only loss really was the game to Calgary when they lost 4-1. But Anaheim's had wins here of late. They beat Montreal, they beat Seattle, they beat Nashville, they beat Pittsburgh, playing some of their best hockey right now. Go into the chat here, and it's going to be Dallas, and it's going to be Jake. He says, take the under here in this one. Our Tom says, take the under as well. And Philly Eagle Flyer says, if it's still stalled, you got to go under with him in goal right now. I've got Gibby, though, I think, in there today is what I'm showing, so maybe that will be a factor. Gibby's got a 2.78 goals against. He's 8-9 overall. Ottinger 25-11. Give me the Ducks. Give me the Ducks on the puck line here. I'm going to try the Ducks. At least we're getting the best price possible here at plus 1.5 at minus $1.40 or so. I'll take the Ducks. Just because I want to play the total, I think, as a premium today. All right. Well, obviously someone is going to have to explain icing to Thomas. That's not when you stop with your skates, Thomas, and spray the guy with ice in his eyes. All right.
System playing.
One more on the ice. The Canadians will be on the road against the Sharks here. The Canadians are 24, 23, and 5. The Sharks are 15, 33, and 6. Montreal's in their worst slump of the season. They've been having a good year, and just when I started to get all excited, they started losing. So what's going to happen tonight when they're on the road here against bad San Jose and Gurdjieff in goal here tonight? How about that? These two teams seem to always go under when they face off. They just met back in, let's see. Oh, no, they have not met yet so far this season. This is the first of the 2 meetings coming in here, but Montreal, pretty successful on the road right now. They're winning you nearly a third of a unit on the road here so far. Now, it does feel a bit uncomfortable with them laying such a significant line here right now, but never favored on the road like this. 6 straight meetings between these two teams have gone under. The road teams won 7 straight meetings between these two teams. Montreal's covered the puck line here quite a bit of late, but I don't know about on the road here right now with this losing streak that they're on. Could they really turn it around here right now in this particular setting? I mean, they got to play somebody weak here to maybe do it, but let's see. Sharks have covered the puck line in 10 of the last 12 meetings between the two, but look at this thing, minus $1.63 here at this point. Oh, boy. Montreal's been woeful here of late. At least the Sharks beat Pittsburgh back on January 27th, but they were struggling as well of late. So, boy, what's going to happen? This one's. Okay, here we go. Kelly says, you got Gurdjieff in there? You got to go BTTS in the first period here. Jake says the road team always wins this game, and it always goes under, so maybe you can take Montreal. Maybe this is a spot where Montreal can get healthy or get back to their winning ways a little bit. don't want to lay $1.65, but if I was going to do it, it'd be here on the show. All right. I guess I got to make my call here. And Habs roll as long as the Scaroff is not in. Is that what we're looking at there as far as the goaltending situation for the Sharks with good old Gurdjieff in there? One of the worst in the league with a 3.78 goals against average. You got Sam in there, 3.08 goals against. I guess it goes under, but these goalies have been pretty bad. All right, I'll take Montreal. I mean, what am I going to do? At least they might be in the right spot here. The Canadians have lost 5 straight here, but Sam will be in there. And he did give up 3 goals in a loss to Anaheim last time out. But remember, I mean, the other thing you got to remember is the Sharks. Remember, they just traded what's his name to Dallas. Granlund. Okay. All right, that's it for the hockey. We got to get into some basketball, some college basketball here. There've been a bunch of steam moves came rolling in, and Bonna just recite those real quick, and then we'll roll down about 7 or 8 games here today in college basketball. Finally, I think I'm finally heating up where I'm supposed to be, but still just 4-4 yesterday. Okay, steam here coming in. Within the last couple of minutes, we were talking hockey, but the number 1 team in the country, Auburn, taking on Florida. Steam came in on the over here at 155. It is now up to 156. Oklahoma and Auburn took Steam to the over. Also, Baylor and Texas Tech. 2 teams that have a steady over series history for sure. Maybe these teams have been going over a little bit. Now the Steam came in on the over. It's up to 142.5, I think, right now with Baylor and Texas Tech. Steam to the over. Also, Kansas State at Arizona State. We saw some steam to the over here in this one. K-State, they have a tendency to go over a little bit in their role as a road dog, but it's almost a pick 'em. So I think we got that one in the preview. I think we do. Maybe we don't, but Steam came in on the over. It's up to 142.5, I believe. Kansas State and Arizona State. Also, Purdue and Iowa, Steam to the over. Man, Sharps are expecting a lot of points in these college basketball games here. Purdue and Iowa, it's up to 156 or so, it feels like right now with Purdue and Iowa. Tell you what, I'm going to be going over in that game. We're previewing that game, I believe. I like the over. So we can knock that one out of the way probably when we get there. Also, St. Louis and Massachusetts. This one taking steam to the over here with St. Louis and UMass. I don't know. Those 2 teams produce some unders for sure, but right now I'm showing the total moving over here with St. Louis and UMass. The current total is at 152.5 in that one. All right, a couple more here, and we'll preview some games here in college basketball right now. I think we had 1 or 2 more to check out. Kent State took steam in their matchup today. Kent State taking on Eastern Michigan on the road. They were a 7-point favorite. They're up to 8, I believe, here right now. Well, mostly 7.5 at this point. Let's call it 7.5 here for Kent State. On the road, taking that steam against Eastern Michigan. Steam already came in on the over in that game, and right now it's up to 140 off of a low of 139. Also, we'll get to that first game. I think there's some movement going on there. San Jose State and Fresno State. This one took steam to the over. These two teams definitely produced some overs this season. Although Fresno State is a home conference dog, they often do go under, if I'm not mistaken. But steam came into the over here at 147 in the game between San Jose and Fresno State. Right now, it's up to 148 or so in that one. And Utah State and Wyoming took some steam as well to the over. Man, they're hitting all these overs today. Now, Utah State can have some overs in the road favorite role in conference play. Steam to the over, though, here was 141.5, but it's up to 142.5 or higher here. Utah State and Wyoming steam to the over in that one. Maybe just 142 is the high. 141.5 is the general line right now. Okay. All right. Also, no, I think that's it. Okay, let's go to our college basketball card right now and preview these games, or at least get the pick out there. Good morning to Truth Teller. Great to see Truth in the chat today. Hope you're doing well. Truth. Nolan knows says he's got what is that? Georgetown. Oh, Georgetown and XU. Got it. Yep, Georgetown and XU under there for Noli. Oh, definitely seen those two teams put up some unders this year for sure. It feels like, right, Noli? Good to have Noli in the chat. Xavier does have some role, home favorite conference games that can go over, but all right, let's take a look at these games today, or at least get the plays out there. How about this one with Marquette and St. John's? Man, St. John's obviously getting a lot of attention here. Colorado Avalanche just got steamed, you guys, right now in that matchup with Vancouver. I know I said take Vancouver already, but Colorado is going to go up to $1.45 here or higher right now in that matchup against the Vancouver Canucks. Okay, look at this one, though, to start us off in college basketball with Marquette and St. John's, man. St. John's ramping it up. This is a matchup of top 12 teams here at this point. They're right next to each other in the rankings, although Marquette is coming in off of a loss to UConn as a favorite. St. John's is hot right now. They failed to cover last time out against Providence, but still, St. John's, a lot of talk around the program and how things are going right now. They're hot coming in, no doubt about it. So we got St. John's here favored in this one by 3, maybe even 3.5. Is it right now? No. In fact, 2.5s are out there a lot of places. This total is 147.5 here right now. And man, I think that's where I'm gonna move to the total here. See what you guys have in this one. This one's the early start, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific time on FS1 here. Ooh, let's see what you guys have. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one. And it's going to be Kelly likes Marquette. Says Marquette does well in this series. But Thomas says, give me St. John's on the money line here. All right. Want to take a look at some of the numbers here in this one. Like Marquette, Kelly said Marquette 8-2 in the series overall. They've actually won 5 straight in the series overall, but man, St. John's is hot as well. So see what we can do here in this one, man. Seeing these teams definitely produce a few unders here, it feels like. Marquette 2-6 to the under on the road. I think I might end up on the under here. Noli says, look, St. John's and under. Thomas says St. John's at home. And Jerry likes St. John's here in this one. Kelly, reasonable deduction here. Going with that, St. John's beat UConn beat Marquette, so why not? Always gets thwarted when some lower ranked team comes in and upsets them, I think. All right, let me take the under. Hey, if Noli's on it, I'm on it. Give me the under here in this one with Marquette and St. John's. All right, next up, St. Louis and UMass. We're going to at least dip down here in the A10 with two teams that are definitely in contention for the, staying up there close anyway. I don't know if the St. Louis or UMass is going to be able to catch George Mason right now. St. Louis is 6-3, UMass is 5-4, but you do have two decent teams here, at least in the A10 standings coming into this one. And we'll see. The steam came in on UMass in this one. Right now, they are a 2-point favorite for. Oh, whoa! St. Louis is favored now. Okay, I gotcha. Let me fix it. -1.5, and the total here. Oh, that was a typo, I think. As I said there earlier, as we just talked about the steam on that, right? But the total here is about 152.5 here in this one. So you got St. Louis on the road here, but Massachusetts originally took the steam anyway, but not anymore. The move is clearly on St. Louis here in this one on the road. Steam also came in on the over, but these two teams have been unders. It feels like so far this season. St. Louis comes in 13-9 overall, Massachusetts 10-12, but they've actually been the better performing team here of late. So I don't know. I don't prefer the move at all. In fact, I kind of want to play maybe UMass as a premium here, but I'm not sure about the total. So give me UMass. I'm going to take UMass here as my play. I think they've been the more solid team, at least covering spreads here right now. These two teams haven't met this year, but St. Louis is just 2-7 against the spread on the road. And at least UMass is 5-4 now against the spread as an underdog. So I'm going to take UMass here to beat St. Louis at home. All right. And Kelly likes the over in the UMass game. Next up is Kentucky and Ole Miss. I think I've let the cat out of the bag in this one. I know a lot of people are going to be on Ole Miss here. They're ranked 25th. They're at home. They're playing great here. This season. Now, they have been losing here a bit of late. In fact, Kentucky's even lost 3 out of their last 4, but consider Kentucky lost, of course, that crazy game at home to Arkansas where, Coach Cal came in, a lot of emotion there, felt like. UK also lost to Vancouver, and they lost to Alabama, but they did beat Tennessee. But Ole Miss is struggling as well. They failed to cover in 4 straight. They've been losing games. Even when they beat Texas, they didn't cover the spread. So far, the talking heads apparently are on Ole Miss here, but I'm not going to do it. Pretty sure I'm taking the Cats in this one. Let's see what you guys have. Talk me off of it here, maybe. I don't know. I think I want Kentucky here in this one. It's just that Mississippi just doesn't beat ranked teams. That's a long-standing situation. That's been their big bugaboo. But obviously they're, a little bit better than they've been, no doubt about it. So let's see if you guys can get with Ole Miss here. I don't know. Thomas is on Kentucky. Cash Kane does like the Rebels. I'm taking Kentucky here in this one. Kelly says, look, Kentucky, not only that, Kentucky kind of owns the series against them a little bit. So take that into consideration as well, Ramon. All right, give me Kentucky here. Me, I love my Cats. Those Cats will rock you. Yeah, not only that, I think it's actually more. I'm trying to look it up here. 14 of the last 15, Kentucky's won overall. So, 5 straight meetings between the two teams have gone over here in Ole Miss. Ole Miss has gone under in 8 of their last 9 games at home. Kentucky is 3-1 to the over as an underdog, but Ole Miss has been a consistent under here. Man, I might be on the total here. All right, Purdue and Iowa. I think I already said what I'm doing, right? I'm going over. The steam just came in a little while ago on the over, so nothing I can do now. This one feels like it's through the roof here in this one with Purdue and Iowa here today. Uh, right now, Purdue has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, but they are favored here on the road. Still, they've covered 4 out of the last 5 times here uh, uh, into Iowa. So Iowa 6-1, their last 7 at home straight up, 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 at home. Purdue comes in though, ranked 7th in the country here right now, and let's see if you guys have anything in this one. I'm probably going to take the over here. I guess I've already said it with the matchup between Purdue and Iowa. All right, here we go to the chat. It's going to be Thomas is on the Hawkeyes. Cash Kane says, give me Purdue and the over. I'll take the over in this one. Next up is Baylor and Texas Tech. We just mentioned that steam that came in on the over here. This is a series that's been a dead solid over between these two for sure. Here when Baylor meets up with Texas Tech. I mean, look at some of the meetings between these two teams. It's just always going over when these two teams have met. Let's see. I think it's 4 or 5 in a row here, or maybe 4 out of the last 5. Let me see if I can get this straight here between these two teams. So these two teams have not met yet this season. They went for 146. Oh, that's an under, but 152 in the meeting at Baylor last season. All right. See what you guys have here with Baylor taking on Texas Tech in this one tonight. With, let's see here. You guys are talking about that Purdue game there. A little bit of chat there about the Iowa and Purdue game. I'm kind of moving quickly here. We're going to end the show, but don't want to ignore all of those comments necessarily there on the Big Ten game there tonight. And Kelly in there talking about Freeman in there out for the season. Baylor here for Jake. All right. Tech off of a big win there last time out against Houston. They've just been beating everybody here, it feels like, at this point. Been doing a great job, no doubt about it, here on a roll, but still got a Baylor team, man, that can should be able to compete here as an 8-point dog. It's kind of the role that you like to get Baylor in usually. All right, I'm going to be on Baylor here in this one. I'm going to take the points. I kind of want to use them as a premium, but I don't know if I can play this game over here just yet. I don't mind the over here, maybe as a premium. So let me just take Baylor here plus the points. Jerry Davis is doing it. Jake was doing it. Cash Kane went with the over in that one. Okay, I'm going to keep it rolling here with another great game here. Michigan State taking on UCLA in this one. Michigan State on a roll, ranked ninth in the country. They're 18-3 straight up. UCLA comes in 16-6 right now in this one. They've been resurgent here since that goopy press conference that we saw from Cronin there. But look at this total here right now. I don't know. I would have to think, yes, the teams have not met in several years, but they're conference foes now, it feels like. Michigan State's 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games overall. Michigan State's 13-8 against the spread, 4-2 against the spread on the road. I think this Michigan State team's on a roll. This is going to be a tough game. I'm still going to take Michigan State here. I can only do it on the show. It's going to be a small play, it feels like, for me. I'm really worried that maybe UCLA has found something here at home. They're 9-5 against the spread at home right now, but Michigan State does feel like head and shoulders here. An A class team right now, and how far they can go. Yet, they always seem to screw it up in the end. Still, UCLA 12-1 against 12-1 straight up their last 13 games at home right now, and they're also. Michigan State 5-1. We have a little bit of breaking news here right now in the game between Toronto and the New York Knicks. R.J. Barrett is going to be listed as doubtful for this game tonight. We did talk about that game. I recommended the over there, but we are seeing here right now R.J. Barrett, the 20-point per game, 21-point per game scorer, is downgraded to doubtful in tonight's game, and that's going to affect the line immediately there between the Knicks and Detroit. I'm showing it going down here now to, let's see, it was 5. It's up to 5.5 here right now at Circa. So definitely going up here by half a point or so in that game. Okay, give me the Michigan State Spartans in this one. We got a lot of comments from you guys, it looks like, in this game. Kelly says Michigan State great off of a loss. Just feels like they're like it's a special team for once at this point. Sparty here for Jerry. Cash Kane thinks UCLA is a fraud. Thomas says he's going to take Toronto still, but despite R.J. Barrett being doubtful for that game, he still likes Toronto there. Okay, Jerry said, don't forget, those Big Ten teams have been tearing it up there on some of those when they're playing these old Pac-12 teams, it feels like. All right, here's Arizona and taking on BYU in this one in Utah. And BYU, they're so strong at home right now, it feels like, and they're really in a good role here, on a roll. BYU's won 8 of their last 9 games at home. They're 7-1-1 against the spread at home in their last 9. Both teams come in with 4-game winning streaks here, and Arizona's 4-1 against the spread on the road. So what are you going to do? Man, 2 teams pretty hot. Give me the over. I'll take the over in this one. Arizona is 12-9 to the over this season, although they are 0-2 to the under as a dog, but I'm still going to end up on the over in this game between Arizona and BYU tonight. And let's get your plays here maybe in this one with Arizona and BYU as a big-time game at the Marriott Center. And we've got Kelly said that line has gone up, Ramon. BYU was the team that actually got steamed, was the side that actually got steamed. Northern Illinois and Bowling Green just took some steam to the under just moments ago. That series is a pretty steady over, but the steam just came in on the under at 147. All right. And we're just about done with the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thomas went with BYU there in that one and give me the over with Arizona and BYU. One more game out in the Mountain West with Boise State taking on UNLV. You got Boise State here on the road as a favorite, 3.5. And the total here, 140 or so in this one. Maybe 140.5. Maybe the line is actually down to 3 or 2.5 here. The move has kind of been on UNLV, but I'm not sure I'm going to go that direction. Boise's won 9 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams. The series has been a pretty steady over for sure. Let's see here. Between these two teams, they met back on January 7th, and Boise whipped up on them 81-59 at home to cover 8.5 points. UNLV just 4-9 against the. UNLV just 5-8 against the spread at home, but Boise 2-6 against the spread on the road. 8 of the last 10 games for UNLV have gone under currently, but let's see what you have. This is the last game, and we're going to do the drawing next and get on out of here. I want to thank you guys. I'll be back in about an hour from now with VB for VB MMA picks right here on the Sports Money Network. So join me here along for that one. And we'll get your play here in this one with Boise State taking on UNLV. I'll go to the chat. Boise owns this series, it feels like, doesn't it? Not much from you guys. Jake, BYU, and over. Kelly's got her plays in there as well. All right. I'm going to take the Boise State Broncos as my play. I'm going to lay these points on the road. Terrell says, give me UNLV and take the Spider-Man to go over in his point total. Terrell. Me and Terrell can talk about all the old days there. All right. That's going to do it for the morning steam. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you joining me. Catch you back here in 1 hour. Let's do the drawing here right now with the matchups here. Hey, don't forget, I've already have my 2 plays out there. So just want to, for everybody, I screwed up yesterday. I put anybody who didn't get the plays and had about a handful of you ended up purchasing them. I appreciate that. And I only went 4-4 in college basketball and screwed it up. But I have my 7-pack, or I have I'm going to have college basketball, NBA, NHL today when you subscribe over at winnable.com. So appreciate that. Everyone being patient there. I put like 3 more days on everybody's long-term packages for that screw up yesterday. And if you need more, let me know because I screwed that one up. All right. But catch me over at winnable.com for my plays. Let's go to the drawing today. Type in something in the chat and you're going to be eligible. Here we go with the drawing. All right. Hopefully everybody's in. We're going to hit it. Wine Time, Cash Kane, Spoon, Fernando, Dr. Boobies, R. Tomps, R. Robert, Redbeard, Thomas Lewis, and Joe T. Joe T can win today the consensus play. Were they all overs? I hope so. Thank you, Joe, for everything that you do for us here on the Morning Steam Show. And thank you, everybody, for joining me here today. Make sure you catch me tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, for more Morning Steam. But I'll be back right now, like I said, in about an hour for live MMA preview with VB MMA Picks. I have a special guest, and we'll preview 3 fights. So please join us then right here on the Sports Money Network for the Sports Money Network. I'm Ramon Scott. So long and thank you.
Can't escape from the team, call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.